before we get started on our agenda items, I think we have a visitor here that would like to come forward and present to the council, I heard earlier, which is okay. Chief?
Yes.
All right. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce to the council and to the audience, Ms. DJ Collins, please come up. And she contacted me we just happened to meet at McDonald's or something for lunch, and she had mentioned to me that she was a member of the CERT team, which is a Community Emergency Response Team. And this has been sponsored through like FEMA and the Emergency Management Agency. She's a Irondale resident, but she was performing the CERT team classes, with the ones in Vestavia. And so we used to have an active class and several people in the city that were in the CERT team. She was thinking, she would really like to see Irondale involved in the CERT program. And so I welcomed her interest in that. So I wanted her to come before you, and we want to expand, the opportunity to anyone that's interested. We would like to get your name and telephone number, and perhaps we can then organize a meeting that would be, for the most part, informational to start with, because there may be a lot of questions that you might have about what's involved, any commitments, do's or don'ts. But Ms. Collins, what has the CERT team, let's see, first of all, how long have you been doing this with Vestavia?
I took the class about 4 years ago, but we've been really active about the last 2.5 years. We actually had, we call her our fearless leader. She was very active in the CERT team in Pompano Beach, Florida. Her husband was transferred to Birmingham. She lives in Vestavia, and she got with Battalion Chief Tommy Hale there and got the team active again.
Okay, so you feel like you've benefited by this knowledge that you've gained from it?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so, do you have a question, Ms. Pine?
Oh, well, I just wanted to say thank you so much. And yes, we have had a CERT class here. And I'd just like to say, I've never pat myself on the back, but I did drag the mayor out of the learning council chambers.
Very good.
And so we had a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. And I just think that it's so important. And so I'm going to shut up now and let you talk.
I think we have one CERT person here, Miss Betty. Is anybody else here that's in our CERT program?
Well, Terry.
Terry?
Don?
Yes.
Three of them here.
Yes. And, it might be something that the council would like to, explore as far as getting in it. So, we want to, encourage participation, and that's really about all we have to say about it at this time. Anything you care to add at this time?
Well, I was just going to expand a little bit. For those that don't know about CERT, we're trained as a team to go in an emergency situation, to take care of the largest number of people in the shortest amount of time when emergency personnel cannot get to us. So we're trained in everything from light search and rescue, first aid, triage, using a fire extinguisher, turning your gas meter off, just basic things to take care of people. And in Vestavia, we've also done an ongoing training monthly, and we're even now at the point of being trained to assist the fire department in rehab for the firefighters. We can change out their SCBA air tanks. When they come out of a fire, they have a thing called a cooling vest to help cool them down faster, get them back in the fire. And sometimes we're just gophers. We go for hot dogs, we go for coffee, whatever they might need. So it's not just the emergency situation, but we're also trained to help work one-on-one with the fire department and rescue.
And I think it would be good because, not only would it be something to benefit the city of Irondale itself proper, but any of our neighboring cities that might need help, and thus, if those in Irondale have the training to go and assist in other municipalities. So, I think it'd be very good. I really appreciated her, bringing this to my attention because I think it's something that would be very timely. So thank you for your attention. And after the meeting today, if anybody would like to give your name and phone number to Ms. Colvin, she'll be here.
And I'd just like to say that, the person's life that you might save may be your own family. And this training is really, it's priceless. I'm not
Chief. I think we have another visitor. Coach, I know you just came in, haven't given you time to catch your breath. You want to come on up?
I would.
I know you probably have some young men to get back to and some things to do.
We had a long practice today.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had a long practice and we're excited. I think 3 years ago I was introduced up here. We were 1-9 that year. We were 2-8 on the regular, but we actually were 1-9. I don't count the forfeit game. But anyway, we're ranked third in the state. We're excited about that. We played out, we practiced today, we in trouble Friday night. This way, that's the truth, I tell them the truth.
Tell us what you play Friday night.
We play Florence High School, they're ranked number 5. They took Hoover to the wire last year. They were one play away from beating Hoover in the quarterfinals last year. They got 9 starters back on defense.
Wow.
They got 8 guys that have already been offered scholarships on their defense. And
Coach, you
so,
sound like Nick Saban.
huh?
Always a bad practice.
Well, no, but I brag, I do, and I understand that. But today, I don't know. They'll say sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. And today, the bear kind of got us a little bit. But we're tired of hitting each other. And we're ready to play. We have the toughest schedule in the state. I don't care who it is. We have the toughest schedule. Our 4 non-region games, we play Florence, which got beat in the quarterfinals by Hoover last year. We play Bessemer City, who got beat by, I think, 6 or 7 points by Vestavia in the second round as a non-region game. Then we go to Shreveport, Louisiana. We play in the Independence Bowl. We're invited to play the #1 team in the state of Louisiana, Acadiana. And they finished the year last year ranked 15th in the nation, USA Today. And then our 11th game, which they give us 11 weeks to get 10 games this year. Our 10th game will be Vestavia. So we got really good home games at Irondale at Shades Valley this year. And Florence really is the, if you saw the AL.com thing, the fans from Hueytown literally voted in. I think Hueytown and Bessemer City are the AL.com game of the week, but a couple of the AL.com writers were mad about it because they wanted us to be the game of the week, because it really is the Friday night game of the week. There's some big games Saturday, but really in the city of Birmingham, it's the biggest game in Birmingham Metro. So please come out. We need your support. We need your financial support. We need your body to be out there. I really like the spirit in the hallways. It's different than it was 4 years ago, and that blesses me. And it's a huge difference. A lot more pride. And we have I think we have 31 or 32 seniors this year. Most of them were with me 4 years ago. So we've been through the thick and the thin. I've given Bobby Joe 6 envelopes that have 6 tickets. One of the ways that we're able to make money, and I need 45 seconds on it. All right, I'm on time. All right, we go to Shreveport, Louisiana. We play the #1 team in Louisiana. They paid for our buses. They paid for our hotels. We couldn't have done it. I mean, I was ready to tell them, I'm sorry, it sounds good, we can't do it. But they paid for our way there, they paid for hotels. And they gave us 5,000 tickets. And they said, whatever you sell, your football program gets to keep 100% of it. So, I mean, I just couldn't tell them no. So we said, well, we'll be there. September 13th, Saturday night, 5 p.m. So I've given him 6 envelopes of 10 tickets apiece. And if anybody wants to sign off on them, to just, I know we're not going to be. We're going to have a decent crowd. I think we got some of our band going. We got our cheerleaders going. And it's a long way. It's a long way. But it's in the Independence Bowl, seats 50, 60,000. It's beautiful. And it'll be a great thing for our kids. But if you wanted to just, for $100, take one of those envelopes and try to sell them, donate them, whatever, I'll get back with you. If you're not able to get rid of it, I'm not putting pressure on you. Just talk to everybody, see if they'll be in charge of just one envelope apiece. 10 tickets, $10 apiece.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, I'm already, you know what? Let it be on record. I'm passing on to my colleagues. And all the pressure won't be on me.
It's just 10.
No pressure.
Mayor,
I got,
Let me give it to Brittany, he's got all the money.
we have over 100 kids now, and when we started at 70, we got over 100. And so it's helmets. I mean, we have to be, you know, Jefferson County Schools, we have to be self-supporting. We have to pay for water bills, we have to pay for, you know, everything. Lights, to help, you know, everything. Bus drivers, buses, all that kind of stuff. So thank you. I'm hushing now. Thank you very much.
Contact information.
Do what now?
Contact information.
to call them just in case.
Somebody get you.
Somebody get you the money.
We sell the ticket, give the money back to you.
I was going to get Bobby Joe to get him.
No, I don't want no money. You give it to James.
You can bring it up to Miss Kennedy in the office, or you can give it to me. My cell phone number is 256-577. I still got a Russell Field number, 256-577-3727.
Coach, why don't we make it just a central location? If everybody is good, we're going to the school, that's fine, but if we could just leave it here, James will not give it.
That'd be great. I mean, I actually thought about this, obviously.
And we'll just turn the money into James. Yeah, we'll turn
That'd
it
be
in.
awesome.
We'll turn it in our city clerk. And we need some more envelopes too, because I don't have one with James on it.
Okay. All right. I'll have you one. I'll have you.
That's because you gave all yours away, Bobby.
You gotta make sure everybody else knows. Anyway, if anybody wants any tickets,
Just see me.
Just see me.
I'll get some.
What's the date of the football game that we got tickets for?
There's the extra one.
What's the date?
It's on September 13th. It's on a Saturday at 5 p.m. And there's still a few more, the Booster Club's got a charter bus. And I think there may still be some more seats available.
Could give us a couple more months to sell them,
I should have, I got them a week ago, but I should have given them that.
No, I mean, you should have scheduled it like in December.
Just
Sure.
one, just one.
Let me see who my friends are.
Coach, we know.
Whatever you can, still just turn back in, and it's all good. I understand. And I didn't mean to put these pressure on you.
We noticed you had selected as top players in the state. Keith Mixon, number 10 or 11, and
He was 11, and Deron was number 3.
Deron, actually, my son's a big fan of his. He said him being number 3, that's ridiculous. They must have been his left leg's number 3, his right leg's number 2, and the rest of them's number 1.
You know, I really am. I do think defensive tackle, I think he's the best in the country. And a running back is committed to Mississippi State, and they've got a steal. I'm still a little irritated at my alma mater.
Bill State.
And at my foe at Auburn, I can't believe either one of those schools has an offer, Keith, but if he puts the kind of numbers that he did last year, one of those schools.
They've offered the other one.
Well, both of them have offered the other one. I'm surprised they hadn't tried to get some type of package deal, but.
You haven't talked to maybe going to Alabama yet?
It's gonna be his decision.
That's illegal. That's
He
illegal.
graduated from Alabama, he played football for Alabama.
Well, I punted, that's sort of like playing. But, anyway, I thought I was a Division I linebacker until I met Cornelius Bennett, Derek Thomas. Then I realized I was really a Division II linebacker. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Coach.
Is that game 7 or 7:30, Coach?
It's 5 o'clock this week?
Yes, this
7.
Okay.
7, and there'll be, there's a couple of different TV channels that are gonna be doing pregame stuff, and we got two games that are gonna be televised this year. One is, Center Point, it's week 3, and, Clay Chapel, week 7 or week 8. So,
Thank you,
all
Coach.
right, back to work. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, can we get Hightower in? But we'll go ahead. Yes, we'll get that towards the end.
Sure.
Judge Long?
Yeah, sure, thank you. Yeah, I'll be real quick. You got a lot of business. That was actually great to hear about that. I heard about that.
Before you speak to them about football ticket.
Well, there's an old pledge that you'll never leave the county while you're campaigning. I'm Davis Lawley. Just a little bit about me. I've been doing the legal profession for about 25 years. Back in '06, a guy named Pete Johnson, who you may have known, had a drug court that he created. It was one of the first ones in the South and one of the first in the country. And I've been working with Pete for the 11 years he had that court. And when he retired, there were a bunch of attorneys that applied, the most in the county, 34. And I was very proud to be selected by Pete and the Judicial Commission to actually head up that court. And just to tell you about what drug court is, just quickly, what we do is we take all of the cases that are involved with drugs, and if there's a theft or something that's involved with it, we take them in, and if the district attorney and the defense attorney agree to put these people into drug rehab, I basically take the case, we plead the case, I expand the sentencing, and in that, they rehab themselves. And while they rehab themselves, they save you tax dollars because they usually don't commit as many crimes, and they get a chance to exonerate themselves by completing the program, and then we get them jobs, and then we dismiss the case. If not, the case is already wrapped up for you and for law enforcement, and they move on to the next stage. And if they've been in before, if it's a violent felony and the DA doesn't agree, then they move on up the chain. But it is a critical court in our generation. Drugs are everywhere, and they destroy people accidentally. People get on pain pills and accidentally become addicts, and then they become the cookie monster and take everything. And then they start stealing and dealing and all the other things that go along with it. Drug courts are important. I was instrumental in helping trying to bring funding and expansion with Pete. We were on different parties, but we actually pulled together to try and expand these drug courts. I lost in a presidential election cycle, but my job is back up. And I would just tell you this. Voting down ballot is so important. You need to determine who these best people are. And I'm not saying it's me. But what I would tell you is you need to look at these people, people who have been dedicated, especially in these specialty courts, to actually do the job for you. And I've pledged myself, and I think I had a pretty good reputation with what I did. My job is not done, and I need to complete it. I need to get Pete back on board, and we need to go get funding for these courts, because it helps you and the community, and it actually saves us money if it's done right. I took the largest docket in the state and reduced it down to below Shelley Watkins' numbers when I handed the court over. And my rehab rates were better. I want to expand that, and I think you want me to expand that. So if you can help us do that, get involved with these local races. They're very important. We get lost to the big boys. They're the big currents, and we're just the seaweed that flops back and forth. But we need to change that, folks. You're here with these great people that are taking time to dedicate themselves to helping Irondale, and you're here trying to help Irondale. And what I'm asking you to do is help your county and help the lower ballot, where you've got politicians and you've got leaders that are trying to do good work for you. We just need, as Coach would say, I just need the ball. So I hope you get engaged this fall. It's really important. You make your decision on how you want to. Just know I've been fighting this for a long time, dealing with the AG's office, dealing with my court, and I put my record up against anyone. So I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good meeting. It looks like a great one. And good seeing you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mayor, good seeing you again. Craig. One of my Rotary buddies.
When's the election?
It's November. It's November. Everything is resolved, at least for state and federal, until November, and we'll be involved with those state ballots. And it's just very important it's hard for me with no budget and the rest of us that get very little funding to actually get you all engaged. And I'm telling you, there are a few of us out there that we're trying to get you out to get engaged.